Welcome back, guys. Today we are back at the campsite, and today we are going to be having a little powwow by the campfire, having some deep conversation. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're sitting here by the campfire waiting on it to die down. I'm making charcoal, getting coals ready to do a Dutch oven cooking video. And while I'm waiting on this fire to die down, I had a thought earlier and I wanted to share it with you guys, and I thought this was the best time to do it. While I was driving down the road, I was thinking about conversations I've had with people over the course of the couple years, and also about some silver coins that I had that I was going to sell off on a platform or go to somebody or whatever and sell. And a part of me is like, well, maybe I should keep those just in case something bad happened. And I instantly stopped and thought, if a collapse truly happened, like an EMP goes off and the whole country in America shuts down and it's not coming back, what would actual currency look like then? Like, what would be the main currency? And yes, in the beginning, within the first couple months at least, cash, gold, silver, jewelry, precious metals of any kind would probably still be circulating around as some form of currency. But when reality truly set in and people realized within that, say, I'm just going to give an estimate, I think it would happen before then, but say within the first 2 months, after those 2 months, and people realize nothing's coming back and the riots have stopped because there's nothing else to steal, what would actual currency look like in that situation? And it hit me, gold and silver and all those things are great in the beginning, but once we realize this is our new reality, currency stops being that and starts being what can I use to protect myself with? What can I trade for to protect myself with? Or what can I trade for, obtain that will feed me and my family? What tools can I get to improve our situation? That becomes currency. Skill sets become currency. Knowing how to build, knowing how to make weapons and tools, all of those things become currency. Lumber, roofing material, nails, screws, all of that becomes currency. And also food, medication becomes currency. It stops being a cash society and it starts becoming a bartering society. And that really hit me in a TV show that I watched. It hit me and come to my mind. It's a show called Jericho. If you get a chance to go check it out, it's about a nuclear explosion happening in this town named Jericho is surviving. And one of the characters in it sets up a trading post. And at one point they have to slaughter a cow, and they have like ground beef and they have some other stuff. And it's basically a quarter pound of grain for a quarter pound of meat, or a half a pound of grain for a quarter pound of meat. And they're doing that as their currency. And they're, instead of having decorative items and having, fancy jewelry, it has now become, I have these items that I can trade for something that will better my situation. And these items have to be something that is now tangible. And in doing your preps and setting up your preps in the future, just in case something like that happens, like one of the things that I stockpile, and I don't drink alcohol, but I do put up the little bottles of alcohol. Not for people to use for drinking purposes, but you can use those bottles to make medicine. You can use those to make disinfectants and things like that. I also have other items put up that won't go bad, like gauze or different first aid instruments. I have different meals, freeze-dried meals. I have different things like that I may not necessarily eat, but I can trade. Another thing that will be really good in trading is seeds. So if you have a garden and you have heirloom vegetables and you save those seeds You know, 4 or 5 tomatoes, that's a lot of seeds. 4 or 5 cucumbers, that's a lot of seeds coming out of that you're able to save, keep some for next garden, and then also have items to trade for other people. And it was just, again, that thought process of making sure you have the right things stored up, that you do have the ability to barter and trade, because at some point, gold and silver will fall away and you'll be on this barter system. Now, eventually over time, as we develop, you know, from that, a few years down the road, we will move away again from the bartering system, and we will go back into a currency system of gold and silver and things like that. But in the first couple of years, or however long it is, gold and silver will not fill your belly. They will not protect your family. They will not do anything other than take up space. So something I just kind of wanted to put out there for people to think about. It was something that really hit me to look at my preps different, because I have things prepped up for my immediate survival, but I didn't think about until today, what currency items would I have set in place so I can barter and trade. Now, I have skill sets. I can build. I'm a blacksmith. I know how to make tools. I know how to make weapons. I know how to improvise a lot of things. And I also have chickens that produce eggs. I have a small garden that produces vegetables. But I now look at those not just as food for me and my family. I look at it as currency that I can use to trade with other people for other things. So guys, step back, look at all your stuff that you have in your preps and go, do I have things that I could actually use for currency if the system doesn't come back online for a longer term? But guys, I just wanted y'all to stop and think about that for a minute. It was a thought process that I had, and I hope it makes you slow down and think too. Leave some comments also, guys, on some other items that I might not have touched on, or another thought process I might not have had. In this whole survival game that we have set up in this world, and in this community that we have, we're all growing and we're all always learning. So my perspective where I'm at in Tennessee might be completely different of someone that lives in a city. So shoot comments down in there, guys. I will see you on the next video. God bless, get outside, and have an adventure.